Hi everyone, my name is Jessica.
I'm Micheline Khan and I'm the CEO of Althea.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki.
Hey everyone, my name is Deion Harris and I'm a professional soccer player for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
My name is Faith Ganda and I'm excited to announce that I will be the host for the Skills for Life virtual event, Health First.
So I was asked what health means to me, and I recently read a book that had a quote in it that really resonated with me. And the quote was, "Health is the crown on the well person's head that only the ill person can see." So just stop and think about that for a bit. But I guess what it's kind of getting at is the fact that we often take our health for granted.
Health means taking care of yourself, whether that is physically, mentally, emotionally, maybe even spiritually.
Health is about mental health and physical health. It's just as important that you take care of your body the same way you would take care of your mind.
I'm going to focus on mental health here. So for me, what that means is it's our ability to cope with the setbacks and traumas of everyday life. So it's our ability to cope, thrive, and bounce back.
Health is physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Physical is working out consistently, eating healthy food so I can feel good and also improve the quality of my life.
To me, health is wealth, because with good health, great health, you'll be able to go out to work, play, and live at a level that you could have never imagined.
So the same way that you take care of your body and you eat right, you have to do the same thing for your mind.
I really want to emphasize the fact that being healthy does not mean it needs to be complicated. I think that doing the simple things will really benefit your health, and doing them consistently will help even more.
It is lighting a candle at night before I go to bed. It's even exercising, something I'm very huge on. I love exercise because I find that it definitely releases all those stress hormones.
Whether it be riding a bike, going for a walk, doing fun activities outside, meditation, reading, any of those things could definitely go a long way and help.
So you really have to recognize, what do you need to do to be healthy? And then do it.
Incredibly passionate about mental health as well as physical health, because I think they do make a great difference in how we show up and perform. So I look forward to seeing you guys all there as we hear back from some of the panelists on tips of how to take better care of our mental health as well as of our physical health, especially during a pandemic.
So be sure to tune in and I'll see you there. Ciao.
I haven't heard from you and I'm in it, babe. Just tell me what to do and I get it, babe. Gucci and Prada. Trip crib in the middle of the night. I don't let you miss it as I put it down right down, babe. I can put you on a flight. You know that.
Hello and welcome to Health First, the Youth Week event. My name is Faith Ganda and I am your host this evening. So one thing that I'm really looking forward to is giving out some prizes today. Throughout the whole event, we're going to be giving out some prizes. But before we get into all of that and get off with our giveaway, I want to introduce you all to our DJ for this event. He'll be in charge of playing all the music throughout the whole event. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you all to DJ Mega Wave Sound.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Faye, for the lovely introduction. Today it's all about health first. We're going to be talking about health and wellness. How to keep yourself right, how to keep yourself going. Speaking of keeping you going, we're going to start off like this with some jams. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Hey.
Bossy, bossy, Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. Just looking at my kids like I'm bossy.
Hey yo, Idris, tell them what they're gonna take the. When step out to that turn up in a dish. Body comfortable, I'm physically fit. I'm a brown and sweet, just like the chocolate. Them all sound like me. They're done pretty with the up somebody. Shut down in the city with me back girl. Every man want eat of me. The back of them a pop and them a bun. Man want wine behind me, me have to move and just see.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Bossy, Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm in the soul food. Bossy, house on the coast. My money so long it doesn't know
All right, we're keeping it going right now. We're keeping it going. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah. Once again, it's all about health first. Make sure you're putting your health first above everything. Let me see you just. Oh.
Joanna. How you gonna do me like Joanna? Joanna. Hey, Joanna.
We taking you across the continent right now, back to Africa. Here we go. Oh.
Hey. How you gonna play me like Drogba? How you gonna do me like Drogba? Oh, DJ Drogba.
Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Joanna, your busy body busy tonight. Joanna, making on the dummy tonight.
Yeah.
Joanna, your busy body giving me.
All right, let's bring across the queen. Let's bring her across the queen. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
My body so bad, a king body. Body gon' shine, bling bling body. Calling all the shots, ring body. Crown on your head, got a king body. Don't you the king, you a king, you know it. King already, my baby, you know it. Pop everything, you know it. King already, you know it. Shine already, it's time already.
Yeah.
Shine already, it's time already. Line already, it's time already.
Try to stop it, we say no. Royalty say don't you no. Try to stop it, we say go. Bubble up and watch it go. We roll like it. Everybody all they conquer it. Every king be stronger,
yeah.
King the rule them longer, yeah. Remember who you are, real king always be you. Give up be brave, I show your people my love.
Come on.
Like my ready, I say you like my ready. You like my ready, I say you like my ready.
Yeah.
I say you got the remedy. Shine your body.
All right, Faith, you ready? Woo! All right, let's pass it back to Faith right now. We just got a little introduction. It's a little introduction, right?
Okay, I know I wasn't the only person moving because the DJ is off with the tracks. He didn't even give us a break. He just went straight to the fire flames. But as I mentioned before, we have so many great prizes for today. So we're going to get back into the giveaway. The rules of this giveaway are very simple. All you have to do in order to win is you just have to participate and engage. Very simple. Stay active in the comments, pay attention to all the rules that I'm giving out through the course of the event, and that will make you eligible for a $25 Amazon gift card. So now, for a chance to win, all you have to do is grab your phone, okay, and you're going to head over to www.menti.com. That's www.menti.com. And basically just answer the questions that we have there for you, and that will automatically make you eligible to win that $25 Amazon gift card. So once you get to the website, you're going to enter the access code that's available to you on the screen. So in the meantime, while everybody's making their way there, can we get the DJ back to get the vibes going again? Let's go.
We sure can. Make sure you go and enter that contest right now for an Amazon gift card. I know I can use an Amazon gift card right now. How about you? Make sure you go enter right now. Enter right now. Let's go. Let's go.
Baby girl, you find yourself, oh. Girl, you make my head red, oh. Anytime you know they close to me, yeah. Baby girl, now you I want, oh. Baby, shey na me you want, oh. Make we dey 1 + 1 or 2. Yeah.
Here we go.
1 liter, oh, say 1 liter.
Yeah.
1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. If you only you be my desire, oh. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. Only your water be burn my fire, oh.
Come on.
Star boy game for you.
Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Angelina, you the cool in my temperature. If you call, I go back to the bar. I live for the young never. So I make up forever.
Yeah.
I'm a Angelina. Oh, me all down. Anytime when I see you for the club or the television, your body. Sure you know safety when you carry 50 kill somebody. You know I feel a vibe, so baby why about it? Yeah, and I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, get down, daddy. On the low, get down, daddy. On the low, get down, daddy.
Yeah, one. Here we go. So this event is called Health First, right? This event is called Health First. So somebody please do this for me. Do this for me.
Pour me water. Holy water. Boom. Boom. Loud enough.
Make sure you're getting your water intake every single day. It's all about health first. Let's go. Yeah.
It's E. Kelly.
Oh, baby. Pour me water. Holy water.
Yeah.
Quench this fire. Pour me water. Some holy water. Make it quench this fire. Everybody want me, make I no fall in love with you.
Come on.
But I don't answer them, I tell them, say now you. Right now you come and then you play me for a fool. I'm out here wondering which thing I do.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Pour me water. Holy water. Quench this fire. Yeah. Pour me water. Holy water. Kill this fever.
Okay. I hope everybody had the chance to enter this contest because, again, you don't want to miss out on this amazing opportunity to win the gift card. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys maybe 3 more seconds to finish and enter because right after this, I'm going to go right ahead and start reading out the answers to these questions. So again, make sure you head over to menti.com, enter the access code, and go ahead and enter and start answering some of these questions.
Few minutes left to enter. Let's go.
Bend down, pause. Baby, just 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 bend pause.
Yeah.
Bend down, bubble and wine. Let me see you just wind your waistline. Girl, I want you drop down, bubble and wine. Let me see you just wind your waistline.
Sun Kiss Hilda, I see you. Yeah.
How are you wind down low?
Lena Sade, what's going on?
Pass a little wind down low. Sipping down like something drop. Everybody know I'm on something that. Your body slim, girl, but you're something fat. And we mash up the place, I know nothing that. Bend over, girl, 90 degrees for me. And don't come back up yet, girl, for me.
Yeah.
And whenever you whine for me, we feel like we just win $1 million cash money. Girl, you know what you said the trend.
We keeping the vibes nice and warm right now, right? Spring is upon us, right?
Okay. So I did mention that I was only giving you guys a few more minutes. So if you did not get into it, sorry, but you might have just missed your chance to win the $25 gift card. So right now, we're just going to go through some of these answers to see what everybody had to say. So this is a question of this or that. We asked, do you prefer the AM workout or the PM workout? And personally, for me, I prefer a morning workout, but I'm seeing that majority of you guys enjoy the PM workout. That's pretty interesting, but do you? Do you? So let's go over right next to the next question. Again, head over to www.menti.com, enter the access key there, and let's go.
like you give me love, oh. Now you the catch my shot, oh. For your sake, I go church, oh. We go drive around you for my Porsche. Baby, pana, they say you like you all, I get you all, baby, pana. Anywhere that you go, I can follow you to go, baby, pana. They say you like cassava, I get to be cassava, baby, pana.
Okay. So the next question on the screen here was, what do you prefer, cardio or weight? Cardio or weight? I'm seeing more people leaning to the cardio, but I think some of you guys want to move over to the weight. So which one are you, cardio or weight? Okay, so weight seems to be losing. Most people in the chat are saying that they prefer cardio workouts. Well, either way, exercise is exercise. So I'm glad that you guys like exercising. That's great. So again, I'd like to formally introduce you all to this event. As we know, COVID has shown us the importance of taking care of ourselves, both mentally and physically. There's been a huge importance surrounding this event, and we're going to be talking a lot about the healthy life choices that we can make and stressing the importance of both mental and physical health. We have an incredible lineup of guests, and I'm so excited to bring them all to the stage today. And I'm super excited for that. And in addition to that, again, we have so many great prizes throughout the whole event, and not to mention a killer DJ. He's giving you guys a little taste. But I promise you, he's not going to disappoint today. But without any further ado, I would like to introduce you all to the founder and executive director of Skills for Life, Chris Thompson. I think you're on mute, Chris.
No problem. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me, Faith. And this is great already. I love to see it. So yes, as mentioned, my name is Chris Thompson. I'm the founder of Skills for Life and the executive director right now. But I'm so privileged to be here. Skills for Life is all about inspiring youth to set life skills from an earlier age. We try to bridge the gap between hard skills learned in the classroom versus real life skills for the real world to help them overcome challenges and reach success. And also, which is important, is their mental health. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that we're doing our second event. And I also want to just head it over to, this is not me doing this one. I also want to give it to Tiana to just talk a little bit about this event and how it come together and what she's planning to do for everybody. So Tiana, our staff, doing a great job. Over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Tiana and I am the Youth Development Coordinator here at Skills for Life. I focus primarily on physical fitness and health. I'm so excited about this event. I've been working on some interviews with some amazing people and challenges and giveaways. So make sure you guys are tuning in and make sure you guys are engaging so you can win some of those amazing prizes. And today's event is all about health. So make sure you guys tune in, check in those comments, and we're so excited for this event. So back to our amazing host of the evening, Faith.
Thank you, Tiana and Chris, for joining us, and again, for putting on such an incredible event. I really love what the team at Skills for Life is doing, and more importantly, I love the mental health aspect, because I feel like that's something that the community does not talk enough about. Now, if anybody has any questions about physical fitness or any of the health programs offered at Skills for Life, please do feel free to email the team at info@skillsforlife.ca, or you can email our girl Tiana directly. Her email is tiana@skillsforlife.ca. Now, again, you want to take advantage of these amazing resources because I know this team is amazing. So again, I encourage you all to check out their website as well, which is www.theskillsforlife.ca, or also follow them on the gram at Skills for Life Inc. Now, like I said before, we have a lot of great prizes to give away. So before I introduce you all to the next guest, I want to encourage you all to pay close attention. Head over to your Instagram, tag any tips that you enjoy from this conversation or the dialogue that we're about to have. And as you're posting, please make sure that you're tagging at Skills for Life Inc. That's Skills for Life with the number 4, Inc., for a chance to win another $25 Amazon gift card. Now, the whole Skills for Life team is backstage. They have their eyes watching and they're monitoring the social media for your comments and for your activity. And that's how we're going to select the winner. So again, the rules are simple. If you want to win something today, all you have to do is participate and engage. So for this first one, head over to the gram, post any of your favorite tips, and tag us for your chance to win. Now, I'm excited to introduce you all to our very first guest of the evening, Nikki. Nikki is a personal trainer, a Reiki master, and is currently studying for nutrition while also being a full-time mom. Okay, Nikki. Welcome.
Thank you, Faith.
So happy to have you here, and I just wanted to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to be here with us today. But can you just start off by telling us a little bit more about yourself and what you do in regards with health and nutrition?
Yes, for sure. Thank you. A little bit about myself. Like you said, I am a mom. I have a daughter who's 2 years old. Her name is Mia. She might come around in a little bit. And I'm currently an assistant manager at F45 in Mississauga. I also work at a holistic studio in Etobicoke as a Reiki master and a nutrition consult. I'm also in school for holistic nutrition. I'll be finished this June, so it was a 2-year program. It's been amazing. And on top of all of that, I also have my own business where I specialize in helping moms feel their best during pregnancy and postpartum with a combination of everything. So movement, nutrition, and energy healing.
Nobody can sit here and tell me that Nikki is not a superhero, because as she's listing her resume of things, I'm just like, where are you getting the time to do this? I barely even have enough time to make myself breakfast. So that's amazing. Kudos to you for all these amazing things that you're doing.
Thank you.
Start off by asking you, like, can you talk a little bit more about nutrition? Just because, like, I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. I'm a gym head, but my nutrition is absolute trash. I can't separate from the bad food. So just a little bit of the nutrition aspect. Like, what are some things that we should be focusing on when we are talking about nutrition?
Yes, I feel like nutrition is very, very underrated. It has really opened my eyes to the powerful and healing effects of food. And I know that a lot of people say food is medicine, but I really didn't take that in until I was in school for it. But I like food is simply just, it's so good for you. It can give you energy. It can help with stress. It can help with gut problems, skin problems, cancer, autoimmune diseases, mental health. Like there's so many things about nutrition that can help you and your health overall. But I would say the best few things for nutrition is to try to make it simple. And when you're simple, it's just so much more effective. So having a lot of water, staying hydrated, having a lot of good fiber, focusing on eating whole foods, and then avoiding processed foods as much as possible.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Platform right now, as you know. I just want to know, what are your advice and tips on how they can maintain a healthy diet, but also be, you know, budget friendly? Because sometimes eating healthy can get really expensive. So do you have any tips regarding that?
Yeah, I think with nutrition, one of the best ways to have, I guess, cost effective with nutrition is to mostly buy whole foods and spend more of your time in the kitchen. You're going to be spending more time cooking and prepping your food and probably cleaning up too, but you're going to be saving a lot more money and doing wondrous things for your overall health, just because nowadays you can get a lot of stuff that is already made for you, but they tend to really hike up those prices. And I think that a lot of people don't realize how good it is for your mental health too, when you're cooking and you're cleaning and being in the kitchen. Also, like, cooking your food will also help your digestion, and it'll speed up your digestion as well.
I'm learning and taking notes, because I'd be avoiding the kitchen as much as possible. And that's probably why I find myself at McDonald's more than I should. Guilty as charged, okay? So my next question for you then, Nikki, is, have you always been into nutrition, or is this something that you kind of transitioned over to over time?
There's Mia. I was not always into nutrition. I actually went to school for kinesiology and health promotion. So I started off with a really, really big passion for fitness, and I still do to this day. But yeah, I feel like it wasn't until after I was done school that I wanted to learn more about how you can heal your body with food, because healing your body with movement is one thing, but I want to learn more about the big picture. And as a nutritionist, we not only focus on food, but we also focus on lifestyle. So we focus a lot on your mental health as well. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So guys, I see some of you guys are commenting in the comment section. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm ignoring you because I'm not. My eyes are glued to the comments. So I'm going to encourage you guys, if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask, be sure to put them in the comment section so I could ask Nikki directly. I see Claire P is saying, I always want to buy organic foods, but it seems like organic ones are more expensive. Any tips on that? Where can we find some affordable organic food?
Yes, definitely. So with organic foods, one thing I will say is, depending on the season, if they're not in season, you can actually buy frozen organic foods, and they're a lot cheaper, and they're actually a lot more fresh because they're frozen at the freshest and ripest time. And also, there's also something called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So with the Dirty Dozen, if you just search that up on Google, it'll tell you the top 12 dirtiest produce foods that are really contaminated with pesticides. So those are the 12 produce foods that you really want to focus on getting organic. The other foods, you don't really have to get organic because some of them, for example, like bananas or oranges, they have really thick skins where pesticides can't go into the fruit or the produce. So the Dirty Dozen is always the best thing to follow.
The Dirty Dozen. I hope you guys are doing your Googles. I hope you guys are taking notes because Nikki's dropping some gems. Thank you so much for that, Nikki.
No
My
problem.
other question to you would also be, what do you find is the hardest part of finding and balancing a nutritious lifestyle?
Ooh, I think nowadays, especially, the diet culture has made it really, really hard to find a nutritious lifestyle. I just think that there are so many different diets and different opinions and different people online, for example, on Instagram, who will say you can lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks or in 4 weeks. But there is so much more to that. I also feel that calorie counting is also still a really big thing. And it's great for if you have specific goals for weight loss, but I think it can be really hard for some people because if they strictly focus on just calories and not nutrients, then they can be harming their body more than they think. And with a nutritious lifestyle, it's different for everybody. So kind of working to find out what works for your body best because everyone is different.
Nice. I like that. Thank you so much, Nikki. I'm glad that we got some one-on-one time.
Yeah.
Obviously, but it was nice chatting with you. This was great.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
bring some additional people to this chat. I hope you don't mind. So if we can bring Arani, Andrew, and Micheline to the floor.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. So as we all know, 2020 and 2021 have been very stressful. And again, I've been saying this from the beginning to infinity. I'm going to keep saying it. It's so important that we have these conversations regarding physical and mental health. And it plays such a big role in all of our lives, yet there's not enough dialogue or conversations around it, which is why I'm so happy that Skills for Life is putting on this great event. And again, thank you guys for volunteering your time to come and chat with us. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to introduce Andrew, who's a Canadian professional soccer player for 7 years. We have some pros in the house. Okay, so welcome, Andrew. He also played in Europe, Canada, North America, and he's an entrepreneur as well. We also have my homegirl / sister girl, Micheline, who's tuning in from Paris. So thank you so much for tuning in, Micheline. I know it's super late for you there, so thank you for tuning in. Micheline is the founder of Althea Therapy, which is a therapy platform for the BIPOC community. That's Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So again, Micheline, thank you for creating that platform because that's very much needed. And then last but not least, we have Arani, who's the founder of the Wellness Project. So I'd like to welcome you all here once again. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to fire up some questions. I'm going to start off with Andrew, just because you're the only guy on the screen. We're going to put you on the...
Ladies first.
So Andrew, this one is for you. What does mental health mean to you?
I think mental health is very important. I think it is the pinnacle to success. I think that it goes hand in hand as well with physical health. But I think mental health for me, it's very important to be clear mentally, to know what you want to achieve, and where you want to go, and the direction that you want to head and steer your life in. I think without mental health, it's hard to, figure out everything else around you and line things up in order to achieve what you want to achieve. So I think mental health is very important. I think now there's a lot more awareness on mental health, especially as an athlete. For us, it was always your mentality first before anything else. So I do think it's very important, and I think it's something that we need to focus on. And I'm happy that we're doing this, because I know there's a lot of people that are struggling mentally, and I was there one time in my life as well. So yeah, I think it's very important, very, very important.
Thank you for that, Andrew. I'm going to find a follow-up question to that. So you did mention that, there was times where you're a little bit down with your mental health. What were some ways that you coped with the stress or got over that?
Very important. Number one thing for me was surrounding myself with good people. People that had a better energy, better vibe than I did at the time, that were pretty much happy all the time. So for me, that was very important. Just sitting down, going through the people that I surround myself with, the people that I'm hanging out with, the people that I'm speaking to on a day-to-day basis, and how their lives are. How are they mentally? So for me, that was the main thing. And then secondly was every morning, just first thing when I wake up, just do something that I love to do. Could be something small. For me, I like to drink a glass of orange juice. I just love orange juice. So it just makes me feel good. So I would say surrounding yourself with good people, and to start your day off, just do something small that makes you happy, something that makes you laugh, something that brings you joy, just to, accelerate the rest of your day. So.
I love that. Thank you so much. And I think what I really loved about the answer that you provided was it wasn't a major thing. It was very simple things. I think sometimes when it comes to mental health, we think we need to be doing these drastic things that are going to bring us joy and happiness. Like, oh, I'm sad. I have to go do yoga. I have to go. Yes, it's great to do yoga, but sometimes it's as simple as finding simple pleasures like drinking your orange juice. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. So thank you for that tip. I think that was really great. I'm going to fire this next one to Arani. First of all, I'd like to know a little bit more about your foundation, the Wellness Project. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Wellness Project is a nonprofit organization based on mental health awareness. We first started off as a school club under Active Minds, which is a U.S. organization. And the reason we started is because as a post-secondary student in university, we noticed a lot of gaps in getting the right kind of mental health help that everyone wanted. There was always long waiting times. There was always the issue of just being seen walking into a guidance counselor's office. There was always the issue of oh my God, what are people going to think? So we kind of wanted to break down the barriers that surrounded mental health within a post-secondary institution. So we founded our chapter of Active Minds, which kind of just emphasized peer support. So saying that, hey, if you're going through something mentally, you don't have to seek counseling. You don't have to go see a therapist. You don't need a label. Instead, just come talk to me. Come talk to a peer. Go talk to someone who can relate to what you're going through. So we started off as that. And then once me and my vice president graduated, we were kind of just really attached because this organization became kind of like a child to us. So we decided to incorporate ourselves as a nonprofit organization last September. And I guess that's how we were born.
I love that. I love that. Well, congratulations on taking it to the next level. That's absolutely, absolutely amazing. So I love the fact that you addressed the barriers and the discrepancies with post-secondary and high school students that they might be facing. What advice would you have to some of the youth on the platform right now that might be dealing with mental health issues but are scared to bring it to the forefront and have conversations about it? What would be the first step that you would advise them to take?
because we focus on peer support, my first advice would be to seek help within one another. I think one of the biggest issues with mental health is that people are just so scared of being judged, myself included, coming from a South Asian background where mental health isn't really talked about. It's kind of like shamed in our community. So I would say really look for someone who you could talk to. I know like once something tragic happens, like people will post on their story and be like, oh my God, like I'm always here for you. Oh my God, if you ever want to like talk, come DM me. But it's so hard to really like go out of your way and message that person and be like, hey, like you post on your story that I can message you. So like here I am messaging you. Like it's so awkward to start that conversation. But it's a conversation that we do need to start. So like I would honestly say seek help from the people closest to you, whether that's a friend, whether that's a family member, or even if it's a stranger. I volunteer as a crisis worker for Kids Help Phone. So speaking from a crisis worker point of view, reach out to all these platforms that are available to you guys that are free. Take advantage and just reach out for help.
Nice. I love that. Thank you so much, Arani. I appreciate the tips that you've shared with us. I'm going to take this next one to Nikki. Nikki, as we talked about, you're the superhero, Miss I Do It All. Okay. So my question for you is, how do you manage and balance stress? Like, how do you cope with stress in your day-to-day life?
So with stress, I really tried to come with a morning routine lately. So I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago, I've started to wake up really early. So at 6 a.m. before everyone else is awake. And I just use this time as me time to regenerate. So I meditate first thing, drink lots of water, just because when you wake up, you are super dehydrated. And then I reflect and I plan my day. And then I also get a workout in. So I move my body in the morning. I'm a morning person like you, Faith, whether it's going outside for a run or a walk, or I'll do a stretch or a strength workout at home. And I think one of the biggest things with coping with stress is learning how to protect your energy. Depending on how you are, me personally, I get affected by negative energy and positive energy very, very easily. So learning how to protect your energy, and for me, that's just having my morning routine and having that time to myself to regenerate. But finding a way that works for you is very important.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for that. And I think what I love, the key takeaway is taking time for yourself. I always say this, we're so giving of ourselves to other people, whether it's your partner, your children, your parents, but we don't realize that we rarely ever take time for ourselves. So I love that 3 weeks ago, you made that decision to start making time for yourself. So kudos to you for that. That's absolutely amazing. I'm seeing some questions in the comments. I promised I wouldn't ignore my people in the comments. So we have a question here, and whoever wants to answer it can take this question from Julia, which says, any thoughts on maintaining a positive mental health for athletes who unfortunately need to give up their sport due to injury? Maybe this one might be for Andrew, since you're the athlete here.
Sorry, I just unmute. Julia, that's a great question. And I think it's a loaded question. So removing yourself from sport due to injury. Injury, I think it's a part of the game. You know, it happens to a lot of players. So don't feel down about injury. Don't feel that, you know, you're unlucky because it has happened to you. You know, I faced an injury earlier on in my career, and it took me a while to get back, right? So if this is something that is going to end your career and, you know, you have to move on from sport, just try and keep a positive mind, and try and find something else that you're interested in doing. You can still stay connected to sport, not necessarily playing. You can coach, you know, you can run camps, join camps, and things of that nature. So, you know, stay positive is something that happens. And if you ever want to reach out to me and discuss this, I'm an open book to help you out and help you get through this journey.
Sweet, thank you. And Mikalee Nogra, I did not forget you. I was coming. So
No worries.
as I mentioned, guys, Mikalee is in Paris. So I know Mikalee from UTM days. And I think I'd like to ask you a question regarding transitioning, because we all go through transitions, and whether it's like a new career transition or becoming a mom or getting married. And while transitions are usually great, sometimes they can have an impact on our mental health. So I just want to know, as you transitioned, moving countries, moving from Canada to now Paris, which is a French-speaking country, how were some of the ways that you maintained your mental health and just made sure that you were able to stay afloat during these transitions?
Thanks, Faith. That's a great question. And I think, there's a few things. I think one, there's a practice that I've been doing for so many years now, and it kind of touches on what Nikki talked about. It's my morning routine. And so I always do kind of these gratitude walks or these gratitude moments where I sit and I say out loud all of the things that I'm grateful for. And it's something that grounds me. So I have to start my days off that way because it sets the intention for my whole day. And that's something I continued when I was here because it was such a change. And, culturally, everything, I left my job, I went back to school, and I was living in this different country. So that was a big thing, was maintaining these positive habits and rituals that I already had that kept me positive, that kept me grounded and kept me going. And I think another thing that when I dealt with a lot of stress or anxiety while I was here was one of the things is this it's this Marie Forleo quote that I've heard so many times, and it's called "Everything is figure-outable." So whenever I feel stressed or anxious or worried, I just remind myself that I can figure this out, and there's always going to be a way that I can get through it. And so that was something that was really helpful, I think, in terms of transitioning into a new place. And I think when you're a student, sometimes it's difficult to afford therapy, right? Even though it's something that I wanted. So I had to do other ways to, support my wellness and to support my own self-care. And so sometimes that's journaling, that's listening to Headspace, meditation apps. It's going for walks in nature. So I'm a huge nature person. So it really is being connected to the things that matter to me most.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for such a great answer, Micheline. I think that was really, really good. I love gratitude walks too. I think everybody should practice gratitude and positive affirmation. You got to water yourself like a seed. Like you got to pour into yourself daily. So that's one of the ways that you could do that. So thank you, Micheline. You talked about therapy and you recently launched a platform called Althea Therapy. Can you please just share a little bit more about Althea Therapy, the services that it offers, and the inspiration behind it as well, if you could?
Of course. Yeah, so Althea is an app that makes it easy to find Black, Indigenous, and people of color mental health and wellness professionals in Canada. It's also a resource hub for anybody looking for information or resources on mental health support and wellness. And I named my app after my mom, who is a director of diversity, equity, and inclusion and has been a huge community leader my entire life. And I think, watching my parents, I was extremely lucky to be raised by such incredible parents, watching them shape the way that I view community and service. And so when 2020 happened with this pandemic, it was really just the impetus for me to take the next step, to find ways to support my community because I'm an ecologist. I focus on climate and biodiversity in my day job. And so I moved into the tech space and learned how to build an app that would be able to provide mental health support to racialized groups in Canada. And to also take that step in the right direction to close that gap in terms of access and visibility in mental health support. As some of the other panelists mentioned, it's such a taboo subject in a lot of these communities. So it's taking a step to try and tackle that.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. I love that. And firsthand, I can definitely attest to you and your mom just being riders for the community from the time that I've known you guys. So it's great to see you actually doing something for the community. Not that you haven't before, but this is powerful. I think this is going to have such a great impact. So again, congratulations on your launch. We have a question here, and this will be my last question for this panel. Anybody could take it, whoever would like it. This is from Ava Stewart, and she asks, she or he, because I'm not sure, they ask, what easily accessed support systems do you know of when it comes to mental health and coping with everything that's new around the world?
Well, my app.
There you go. Plug yourself, sis. Plug yourself. I love it.
No, but on a real note, if you even just check out the website, it's altheatherapy.com. There's a ton of resources there and more of them on the app. So depending on what you're looking for, what kind of support you need, there are resources there. And even if you just need to exchange and speak to a therapist, that you can do that on the app, just to get a feel for if this is somebody that can help you and support you. There's resources on there, personal journals, all of these other engagement aspects to help support you. So really, I do hope that you take advantage of it and find ways to support you in your own mental health and wellness.
Yes. Again, thank you all so much for sitting here and chit-chatting. Everybody, I recommend you guys to go to @Skills4Life Inc. Their Instagram, all these amazing individuals are in the posters. They're tagged. So if you want to connect with any of them, do not waste time. Please connect with them because they're all doing amazing, amazing things. And again, Nikki, thank you. Arani, thank you. Micheline, thank you. And Andrew, thank you so much. I know this won't be the last time we see each other, but until next time.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
No worries. Okay, so I did mention that we're giving away some prizes, right? And I said the rules were simple. All you had to do was participate and engage. So while I was chatting with the panelists, some of our team backstage was looking for winners. So, drum roll, please. I wish I had the drum rolls, but I don't. So the first winner for the $25 Amazon gift card is @SunGoddess345. So DM us on Instagram or email us at info@theskillsforlife.com or .ca. Is it .ca or .com? They'll put the link here, or you can email to redeem your prize. Okay, so definitely get in touch so you can get your $25 Amazon gift card. The next winner that we have is @capcap.jpg. So again, you're also the winner for $25 gift card to Amazon. Make sure you get in touch with us so you can get that gift card, okay? All right, thank you guys again. Again, as this is going, make sure you're engaging, make sure you're commenting because the team is watching. We have more prizes to give out. All right. So now, I'm very excited to be bringing on our next guest. Okay, we're bringing on our next guest. Her name is Tish Tilley from Iovate Health Sciences. And she has taken a different approach to mental health in her life and health in general. While loving fitness and life, going through her own journey, Tish has over 18 years of marketing experience. Yes, Tish.
Oh, yes.
Over 18 years of marketing experience. And she's still looking good and young. 18 years, where? She has an expertise in advertising, brand management, and learning and development. She currently works at Iovate Health Sciences as the general manager for the 6-Star Pro Nutrition and XP Sports, which is esports nutrition. She's a fitness enthusiast and enjoys obstacle races and anything active. Without any further ado, please help me in welcoming Tish Tilley.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good evening, afternoon, if some people are on the West Coast.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Tish. So for people like myself who are meeting you for the first time, can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey?
I'm so happy to be here. And when I was asked to kind of join, I was excited because I love presenting and love sharing things, because a lot of times you don't get the opportunity to talk to people who have been through the journey. So like I said, a little bit about myself. I've been in marketing for about 18 years or so, but prior to that, one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to be a doctor, right? So before I went into undergrad, I was like, I'm going to be a doctor. I got into undergrad and I was like, you know what? I really like medicine and health, but I don't think I want to be in school, the amount of time that it takes to become a doctor. So I started thinking about what else could I do? What else am I interested in? And I found a little bit of a passion in marketing. And so then I started working in marketing. And so when I was probably at about my 7-year mark, I got really stressed out at work. I wasn't happy. I wasn't motivated. And it was really starting to just eat away at me, right? Like when you start to have stress come into your life, it really takes a toll on everything, your mood, your energy. So, and hopefully everyone can hear me well. So what I tried to do is just figure out, what can I do to feel better? Like, how do I change the situation that I'm in? I've been doing marketing for about 7 years and I've kind of lost my passion. I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do. Where do I start? And the first thing that I started with was myself. So before I could worry about the job, because I'm not the job, I'm more important. What do I need to do for myself? And so then I started thinking about, well, maybe I should get into more working out. Like I played sports in school, in high school. Maybe I should start, workout regimen, a workout routine. So then I started going to the gym in the morning ahead of work. And what that really did for me was allow me to burn off a lot of steam, get energized in the morning, and then I felt good. And then I ate better. So it was all this kind of like circle of health changes between the working out and the eating right that really helped improve my mood and improved how I actually went into work that day. And so that little change alone helped lift my stress. And then from the work standpoint, I was like, hey, what can I do differently? Because I'm in a place and I'm not happy and I need to change what I'm going to do. And so I went back to grad school to get my master's in business. And then while doing that, I was like, I really, really love healthcare and I wanted to go into healthcare in undergrad. And, now I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to find a way to get into healthcare. And so I started talking to people at school. I started reaching out for like informational interviews with healthcare companies and just trying to find anyone I could who would talk to me so I could learn a little more and figure out how to actually break into the space and then understand exactly like what opportunities existed, because back when I was in school, even it was hard to like Google search everything. Right? So I was trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? So then I ended up at a company called GSK, which is GlaxoSmithKline. I was doing marketing for them for about 9 years. And they make products like Sensodyne, Tums, Theraflu, which are some of the brands that I've worked on, Excedrin, so healthcare products. And it would feel really good to be on an airplane traveling for work. And I tell someone I work on Sensodyne, and they're like, "Oh, I love that product. It really helps with my sensitivity." So I had found a passion working in healthcare because you could really start to have an impact on people's lives, which feels amazing because you're doing more than just like selling Doritos to people. You're selling products that actually make a difference. And then as you can see in the background, I stayed very committed to fitness and working out. I make it a priority. My medals are back there from the races, Pelotons, pull-up bars, and my brand products are over here, right? So fitness is ingrained into what I do, and I wanted to push the envelope and move into a space closer to my passion point. And so that's how I've been at Iovate for about the past 5 months, working in sports nutrition and even this esports gaming, right? So getting closer into something that's my passion point, which is really great. So it just became this journey of, hey, how do I find what I like to do? And then just continue to go after it. And then how do I make sure that I keep my mental well-being in check, which is through my fitness journey as well. So that's my quick kind of background on a little bit about me.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So my question for you is, what advice do you have for any youth that want to kind of venture off into these careers?
Yeah, no, very good question. So what's always really good is research and seeing exactly what's out there and what it takes to get into these careers and what companies sometimes tend to look for. So there's two things that I say. The first thing from a research standpoint, LinkedIn is at your fingertips. So you can type in like jobs in healthcare and you can see what pops up. And then when you see what pops up, you can see what type of qualifications are required to get at these roles. So then you can start to understand, like what it may take for you to break into that industry. The second thing is, people tend to be pretty friendly from a networking standpoint. So if you could start to think about certain groups to join, like I joined Urban League Young Professionals at one point in time when I lived in Pittsburgh. I was a part of like National Black MBA. So I started joining associations and started meeting people who also knew people, who knew other people, and you get connected and you start to build a network. And then you can start to talk to people who are in a field that you want to get into, or could at least, like I said, even know someone, right? So I would say those two things are things that will work really great. Easy, low-hanging fruit, go on to LinkedIn, do some searching, and then, join some groups, meet some people, and then ask around. And I'm telling you, people in my position love talking to people about what they do and helping, because you feel like you've made it and you want to have a chance to give back.
I love that. And I think there's a famous saying that says, it's not what you know, but who you know. So again, I highly encourage you guys to get your networking game up, because even with job posting, a lot of companies, before postings even hit the public, it's already been announced within the organization, who do you know, who can you refer? So if you're not getting your name out there, ain't nobody gonna see you. You got to be networking, you know?
And on that note too, Faith, like I will say, like the importance of it, like my sister is a lawyer, and at the time she was an undergrad. So I was at a networking event talking to someone who said they were a lawyer and they worked in like town hall. And I was like, my sister wants to be a lawyer. Can I introduce her to you? And she was like, yeah, of course. And my sister went and kind of shadowed her for work one day. And so I just want to reiterate, people love helping. So join these groups, like ask people, meet people, it definitely pays off.
Yes, definitely. So I'm not sure if you could see the comments, but the comments are loving you. We have Crazy who said, I rate how aligned your passion is with your healthy lifestyle. Grace who says, seeing your achievements gives us hope. Seeing your achievements also gives you a push to keep going. Then we have Claire, who's been giving us some amazing questions all day. Okay, Miss Claire, the interviewer, I love these questions. Her question is, it's tough as a young adult when you're not sure what your passion is yet. Me, I'm still figuring it out too, Claire. How do you go about figuring it out, Tish, if you have any tips on that?
Yeah, no, it's a really hard question, and it's funny. It's one of those things where people like, find your passion and you'll never have to work a day in your life, right? And it's like, I don't know what I'm passionate about. It's a journey, and it's okay if you don't really know. The way that you find your passion is that you try a couple of different things, and that's okay. To explore some things that you're interested in. So I would say, Claire, if you have small interests in certain areas, think about spending a little bit more time in those interests and see if you really like them a lot, or what are things. There could also be things like, oh well, if I think of an example of something, hey, I like working out a lot, but I don't think I want to be a trainer, right? So then what's some other things that I would want to do in that particular space, right? So even if you try these little things and you don't like them, there may be certain things you like and you say, hey, I am in this job and I don't really like it, but I actually like, managing projects and helping to organize people and tell them what to do. Maybe I can go figure out how to do more of that. Or, oh, I don't really like, kind of working at the bank job and being a teller, but I do actually like it a lot when I get to speak to, my coworkers about, X, Y, and Z. Maybe I can figure out how to do more presenting and facilitating. So I would say try to do a lot of little different things. And once you do them, evaluate them, see if there's something in it you like, and then go a little deeper in that area. And then you may be able to find some of the things that you're really passionate about.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that point. Just because, again, the more you try things, it gives you perspective on what you like and what you don't like. And also you get to discover other opportunities that you didn't even know of. So for example, when I was growing up, when I thought of lawyers, I only thought of the ones that are fighting to keep criminals out of jail or put them in jail. I didn't know that there was like sports lawyers, real estate lawyers. There's a lawyer for everything. And again, you won't know these things unless you put yourself out there and you start researching and finding out what's really out there for you to find the best fit for yourself. So again, exploring and getting yourself out there is key.
It's key. And I say, right, like life is meant to be lived, guys. So if you're doing something and it's not working for you, try something new and don't let anyone else kind of tell you like that you shouldn't do it. I would say life is too short not to be happy, right? Or figuring out what's the learning moment or the journey that I'm supposed to work through here, right? So not saying give up either, right? So once again, like I made a very stark decision. Like, I don't think I want to be in school. I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm gonna find something else to do. I don't know what to do. I'll do business. Right. But I still wish I would have like stuck with it a little bit and waited. Right. So I'm just saying, you got to focus on like what you can do to be happy. If something's not making you happy and you've given it a shot and you've tried it, move on and don't feel bad about it. And I see another question, Faith, that's coming through on the screen.
Yes, our homie Timmy, I recognize your name from the last event back in December. You were such an active member, so good to see that you're back here. So Timmy asks, how do you increase your network if you don't know anyone? Great question, Timmy.
Very hard. So you got to get to know people, Timmy. And like I said, how you do it is you start to go to events. And I know in a COVID world where things are now, you're not physically with people, you have to try remote things, is a lot harder. But especially like, let's say we get back to, to normal and we're out, you have to make time to go to these events and try to meet people. And a lot of times you can start to meet people or have conversations, not always at a networking event, but even sometime at, random places. And, one of the things there is to always like look approachable and polite. So it's easier to start a conversation, randomly. And I think on planes, I've talked to people, about what they've done. I think I've been in the grocery store and had, random conversation, but I'm a bubbly person and I probably talk too much. So what I would say, Timmy, I'd give you two things to do. One, try to see if you can find some type of organization that you are, or maybe like three, like one, see if you can find some organization or some field that you're interested in and see if you can join a group. Like I said, they have a lot of young professional groups as well that you can join. You could just start to meet people there, and that's a good, a good start. Two, start. I want to like, don't be afraid to go to these things by yourself. A lot of times you feel like you want to bring a buddy when you're going to networking, but that's like your safety blanket. So then you don't go out and meet new people. So it's okay. You go out and you start small conversations, and then you start to build your network. And then someone I saw kind of posted on there, like LinkedIn is also a very good tool to, look and see what they have available to join groups and to reach people and to meet new people and build the network. And even within little things like this that you go to and you meet people, build connections here, like as well, right? I've been through a couple of different recruiting events where I would randomly talk to people who work for other companies because we're all recruiters. And every year we go back to this recruiting event and I see them, I talk to them, and now they're in my LinkedIn network. And so if anytime I need something, I can reach out to them. So, definitely people you meet along the way, keep them in your circle because you never know when you're going to need them. And like I said, always try to think about how you can be approachable too when you're just out normally, because a lot of times that can lead to sparking some conversation, some networking, meeting someone who knows something, and you never know.
I think another thing that helped me as I was kind of getting my networking journey going on is I stopped looking at networking like I have to go out there and get this from said person. You actually just need to look at it like making a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Take those pressures off of like, I'm going there, I'm talking to this director, oh my God, it's such a big deal. No, it's not. You're going there and you're talking to a person. The same way that you talk to your friend Mary is the same way that you can network and talk to Director Bob. So that's just my tip, is just look at the individual, not the title, because before I used to get intimidated by titles, and that's what really helped me start talking to people who were, I guess, of a higher level.
I remember being at and this is random, it's probably too much information, but I think like a while ago, I went to like a dating mixer. And at this dating mixer, there was some like, like a younger guy and a younger girl. They were maybe like 21 there. And I was sitting at the bar and I started talking to them about career stuff. So I didn't even go out and go into dating, like to do any of the dating stuff. I spent my time kind of like trying to coach and give advice on career. And I exchanged my number, like, hey, find me on LinkedIn. Let me know if you need anything. And I think I had another conversation later with a younger guy that I met about, he was trying to break into advertising, and I worked in advertising too in my career. So I gave him some advice on like, here's what you could do to help make yourself a better candidate for, advertising jobs. So like I said, you never know when you'll run into people who will be willing to help, right? So like kind of Faith was saying, you just got to talk to people like you're friendly, and it could turn into something.
That is facts. That is facts. That is facts. So I have a question for you, Tish.
Yes.
The vibes are just so nice. I feel like everything has been flowing. I had a whole list of questions. I just discarded them because like the vibe. Loving the energy here. So my question for you is, I find that people don't talk enough about failures. Like, we all have our resumes of successes, but nobody really talks about failures. And I think it's so important today that we have a conversation about some failures that you might have faced and how you got the confidence to build yourself back up and get back out there.
Yeah. Oh, man, Faith, like that's such a very good point. And even in work, we try to talk about even business initiatives you try and you fail and making sure you make those public because failure is so important. It's how you grow. And you get life lessons along the way too. So there's three moments that I'll maybe try to go through like really quickly that I think are very helpful. From a career standpoint and how I was able to kind of get through some of the failures or challenges as well. So when I was early in my career, maybe I was 4 years out of college, maybe 5 years out of college. And this is around the time that I was like really stressed out and I was trying to do a lot. And I've always been a high performer. So I've always been like just really good, right? At like getting stuff done. And even though I was always good, I had very low self-esteem still about my capabilities. And I was still very sensitive to trying to be the best, even though people were telling me like, you're really good. So one of the things that happened is I was working on this project and I didn't deliver what I needed to deliver. And my manager at the time, kind of scolded me for not doing what I needed to do. And so that paired with my own insecurity of not thinking I was good, even though it was just like a one-time mess up, and of not delivering what I should, which happens, right? I got so emotional about it and I started crying and tearing up at work. And I didn't have like the business maturity to deal with this particular setback. And I remember going to my other, my manager's manager, and, she was telling me like, don't cry at work. You don't cry at work. You kind of like, you keep it together and and then you figure out what you did wrong and you move on, but you do not let them see you cry. You do not have an impact. And so that stuck with me to this day. Like if I get really upset at work, which you will as you grow older, and it's okay, I go outside, I go away, I hide I try not to let people see the frustration. But that's kind of one thing. It was a business maturity. And then I say a second thing that happened, and it was recent. I was working on a launch of a product, and the product launch itself didn't go well. We had good research that said it was going to do well, but it didn't. It wasn't a good launch. And so the company lost millions of dollars on this launch. So it was a pretty big deal. But I learned a lot, right? So I figured out like, okay, hey, I failed. It didn't work out, but here's all the things that I'm going to take away from this like failed launch that I can improve for the next one. And then by the way, here's some other things that I probably could have did as a marketing leader to improve the next time I work on a launch. So asking more questions up front. So that failure, while it was a massive blow to the company, it helped me really learn a lot about what to do next time and what not to do. And some of the personal things that I did, just, and I know I'm probably talking a lot, but I was upset that it didn't do well. And I felt that none of the team or the leadership team was supporting me at the time. And so I was moping around the office and I was just, guys can tell, right? I'm pretty bubbly. So the minute that I'm not bubbly, everyone's like, what's wrong with Tish? Which is hard, right? So now people kind of looked and said, hey, I see Tish isn't bubbly. She's really taking this loss pretty hard, which wasn't good as well, right? So, like I said, what I learned from that is, of course, what to do for the business. But then once again, how to manage my personal emotion when things don't go well at work, and you can't pout all the time. So it's just, that's what you want to do, but you got to remember you can't pout.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. Thank you for the amazing, amazing tips. I really enjoyed this chat, Tish. And I'm sure I'm not the only one because the comments are on fire.
Also, and like, hey, everyone, we talked about LinkedIn, find me on LinkedIn. It's under Letitia Tilley or Tish Tilley. Like say you were from this event so I can accept you. And if you ever want to talk, offline, or you have some questions, just feel free. Like I said, I love, especially like younger people. Like I used to do a lot of things with certain groups. So I love helping and giving advice. And so I'm there for it. I'm currently pregnant and due in like 3 weeks. So I may not get back to you pretty soon, but definitely request me. And I will always try to make time to help out and give advice.
Well, thank you so much for your time and congrats. We wish you all the best with everything. So thank you, Tish. Guys, as I mentioned before, we are doing some giveaways and I hope you're all enjoying the event so far. If you're enjoying, put it in the comments. Light up the comments. Tell us what you're loving about this event. Tell us what your favorite topics. Just, give us some feedback in the comments. Blow up the comments. And for this next activity, we're going to pick a winner and listen carefully to the rule of this one. Earlier, the last group of panelists that we had, they mentioned finding something that helps them get their day started on a good note. So this next challenge is I want you guys to go somewhere in your house, in your space, or you can even just take a picture on Instagram saying the one thing that helps you feel grounded and tag at the Skills for Life Inc. We'll be picking a winner from that. Again, the rule, go around, find something that helps to keep you grounded, or if it's not a physical object, you could just write out what it is. Like for Michelina, it was gratitude walks. You could just write that out. We're going to be picking up a winner in no time. And in the meantime, I'm going to hand it over to DJ Mega Wave Sound for the tracks. Let's go.
Check. All right. Of course, shout out Skills for Life. Shout out to our host, Faith. Shout out to the whole Health First community right now. We put your health first. Part of staying healthy is moving around, right? So why don't we try moving around something like this right now? Why don't we try this? All right, let's go. Yeah. Come on. Right now it's all about health first. Skills for life. Let's go.
My eye just changed. It just was the front day. Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? Make plans with you, and I won't let them fall through.
Hey.
I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jealousy cry for you. Do things when you want me to. Like controller. Like control.
We give you an island vibe right now. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay, you like it when I get.
Come on.
Tell you to go slow, go fast. Load it up.
Once again, it's all about health first. We about to get ready to do what? Rihanna, what we about to do? Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Once again, we got a contest going right now. Make sure you're entering. Make sure you get up and move. Yeah.
You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in a race. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believed all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my vision. You took my heart, I'ma see for decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never see, something that you never be. But I wake up and that ain't nothing wrong. Just get ready for work. To me, I be work. See me do me dirt.
Come on.
Loading up.
Yeah. Let's go. Wow, yeah. That's right, party time, Rob Skill. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. I see you dancing on your couch, Abri. I see you dancing on your couch. Today we're celebrating skills for life. We're celebrating health first. Health is wealth. So I'd like to propose one thing to everybody inside the chat right now. I'd like to propose something to everyone in the chat right now. Let's go. Come on. Yeah.
So we are coming with a force.
Come on.
Blessings we are reaping, we coursing on full.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we give thanks like we need the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful.
Come on.
This is all for my life and my thank God.
If you're giving thanks for life, give thanks. That's right. It's a health celebration. Adebayo, I see you. Sorry, Adedayo. Come on. Third form is a memory try a thing. And you know it formed out to be a fire thing. Now up on stage with chronic say a sing. Come on, come on. You soon get the higher ring. Yeah. Hello, brother. Say I to shot ya. Saw your poster, spectacular photo. Keep it burning, yes, that's the motto. If me the butter pass through your soul, you can't walk in a life, man. Me have to thank God for the journey. Come on. Journey that just for the plus. Yeah. And gratitude is a must. Yeah, we see blessings fall down right then. But I toast to the friends where they got to be load one time. Right now, I have a question for everybody. Once this lockdown is over, what's gonna happen? Yeah. It's all about the coffee twin pack. One question for everybody. One question. Come on.
When the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. TDR, I see you. The vibes turn up, yo. Come on. Okay. All right.
DJ, did you have to get rude on them? Did you have to do all of that?
Oh gosh. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
That was amazing. That was so good. So thank you again, DJ Mega Sound. You are absolutely phenomenal. The comments are loving you. The tracks were doing it. We're all dancing. That was really, really great. So I did mention that I'm doing some giveaways, and I asked you guys to, share some of your tips on things that help you keep yourself grounded. And I said I was going to pick a winner. So I hope you entered because we have found our winner. I would like it to be you, but if it's not, don't get discouraged. We have more prizes, so just keep on participating and following the rules. So the last winner that we picked is, are you guys ready? The winner is at 8ABRIFAZ24. So again, DM us or email us to redeem your prize. Again, any prizes that are not being redeemed, I'm going to take them for myself. So make sure you guys get your prizes because you deserve them for all your hard work today. Now, moving on to the itinerary. Up next, we have another set of panelists. And again, if you guys have been tuned in from the beginning, you know that the panelists have been absolutely amazing so far. And again, I'm happy to bring on the next couple of people. So coming up next, we have Ty, Justin, Jessica, and Dayon. I hope I pronounced everybody's name correctly. If not, please do correct me. Okay, so for this next set of panelists, our topic is going to be about the one thing that people don't really talk about, which is the mental health. We're also going to talk about the physical health as well. We're going to talk about it all pretty much. So I'd like to welcome Justin S. Washington, Dayon Harris, Ty Legg, and Jessica Nguyen. Justin is currently studying for his doctorate of chiropractor after he studied kinesiology at York University. Dayon Harris is currently playing professional soccer in the U.S., and Ty is a former All-American track star. And we also have Jessica, who's a kinesiology graduate who knows all about a healthy body. So again, I would like to welcome you all. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy days to join me here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get right into these questions. Who am I going to start with? Where's Justin? Why doesn't Justin have his camera on? I want to see your face, Justin. Where you at? I'll give him a minute to join us. So again, don't let me be the only person that hogs the questions. Our comment section is open. So feel free to add your questions there because I will forward them over to the panelists. But while I wait for you guys to ask your questions, I'll start off with Jessica. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, Jessica?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm super excited to be here and to talk about physical health and everything related to it. For those who don't know me, I actually am from Ontario Tech University. I did my Bachelor of Health Sciences degree in kinesiology there. And held a lot of different leadership roles. And now I am pursuing my Master's of Public Health in hopes of educating and promoting health so that people can live the best and most healthy life possible. And fun fact, I am a health and fitness enthusiast. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can get ideas for at-home workouts, motivational speeches, all of that kind of jazz. So I'm really excited to be here, and I look forward to getting to know all of you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jessica. We're going to go next to Ty. Ty, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to. What do you do?
Hi, so my name is Tyriana, and I go by Ty. I'm so happy to be here today, and I hope you guys are all having a great day. Well, basically, what should I say about me? So I ran track for 8 years. I did receive a full scholarship to Virginia Military Institute, and I ran cross country for 4 years. So there, I was also All-American for the 4x4 and the 400-meter dash. So yeah, track has been a big part of my life, and I'm very active and I love to stay fit. So that's another big reason why I'm happy to be here today. Basically, track has been my life, but now that that's over, I found a new passion, and that is jump rope. So I'm super passionate about jump rope, and I just started in January. So it's crazy. It's only been a few months, but I've gotten really good. I love to post cool videos of me jumping / dancing on my Instagram. But I definitely encourage everyone to, pick up this new skill. It's awesome. But yeah, as far as work, I am a client services coordinator, but I have my post-grad in human resources management. So I plan on getting into the human resources field very soon.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to move to Dayan. Again, correct me if I'm mispronouncing any of the names here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do. We want to get to know a little bit more about you.
No, you got it right. It's Dayan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me. I grew up in Toronto. Played for Vaughan, Missouri. I'm not sure if everyone knows there, but I played for Vaughan. I graduated from the University of Connecticut with a degree in economics. I went to the draft, played soccer for UConn, and then I went to the draft. Got drafted 20th overall to Real Salt Lake. I played a year for the Monarchs, which is RSL's second team. And then now I play for Tampa Bay Rowdies. So that's a little bit about me.
We got some pros in the house. Amazing. So nice to meet you guys. Justin, are you ready to join us or you need some time? Okay. Justin, we'll get to know a little bit more about Justin once he joins back in. No problem. Okay, so I'll just start off with the questions now. My first question will be for Jessica. So what are some tips on how people can stay healthy and active during this pandemic? Because as you know, gyms are closed right now. So what are some tips that you have for us today?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And honestly, there's so many things that you can do. And I knew like when I first realized like, oh my God, I don't have a gym. I don't have these machines. Like, what am I going to do? And so I really had to be creative in the sense of like, how am I going to get my body like active and moving? Because I don't want to lose all my gains that I got when I worked out. So I started exploring a lot of different things. So I got resistance bands, which really helped me like kind of maintain like the tone of my body and all that kind of stuff. I've started skipping, which is also really fun. Recently, I've started dancing a lot. I was jamming a little bit earlier with the DJ, but I think I danced myself out of the entire day, so I couldn't dance as much, but I find dancing is really good. Even if you have a bike and go biking, I don't have a bike and I'm trying to get one this summer so that I can go and bike, like 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers around my town and stuff like that. But I'll say that there is definitely no right or wrong way to do it. Whatever you think that makes, like whatever activity that makes you kind of come alive and something that you genuinely enjoy, I would say just go for it and just have fun. You just got to explore and see what works for you and what doesn't. So those are kind of some of my tips on how you can keep your body moving during a pandemic.
Amazing. And I think Jessica also mentioned that she posts videos on her Instagram. So her Instagram is tagged there, JYO Fitness. So make sure to follow her for some more tips. My next question is going to be directed at Ty. I know you said that you ran track for many, many years, did some cross country, all that good stuff. My question is going to be, what are your opinions on a healthy body? What does a healthy body look like? And did you ever feel any pressures as a competitor and an athlete to maintain a certain body image?
Okay, awesome. I definitely feel like you shouldn't you shouldn't compare your body to others. Everyone's different. Well, to me, a healthy body is having a healthy body composition, a healthy body fat percentage. And, it's about it's about feeling good. That's the main thing. You don't want to get super tired just going up a flight of stairs, So I definitely think the number one thing is about feeling good, and then the body fat percentage, like your body composition. But in track, I don't feel as though I was pressured as far as like looks or anything. When you're working hard and you're training consistently and eating healthy, you're just naturally, healthy. You're gonna see the results. Your body's gonna be fit, So yeah, that would be my answer to that.
Love that. Love that. Thank you so much. Dayon, question for you, Mr. Pro Athlete. What was it like trying to make your way up to the top? What were some challenges that you faced? And what advice do you have for anybody that wants to kind of take on that path that might be on the platform today? I think you're on mute. You're mute. Yeah.
Sorry. I know for me, growing up and playing in university, for Penn State, the balance was a little tough for me at times, but just finding that balance and finding times to work on things that you need personally, I think that's what's key in staying healthy and staying mentally and physically prepared for whatever life might throw at you,
So you talked a bit about balance. What would you say balance looks like?
So in college, it's tough to balance that social and then the sports aspect of it. So I think for me, finding that balance where I can have fun with my friends, and then but when soccer came time around for soccer, I was serious as well, and I was able to put 100% effort into that as well.
Yeah, there's a famous saying that says, work hard, play harder. So I think that definitely
Exactly.
aligns with what he's saying. Justin, good to see you. See, such a beautiful face, and you wanted to hide this from us? What? Look at you.
Technical difficulties. I apologize.
All good. We're happy to have you on the platform. Can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Justin Washington. I'm a third-year chiropractic student. I originally studied kinesiology at York, and yeah, that's about it.
Nice. So at what point did you know that this was the passion that you wanted to kind of take on?
I would say that it had to be a little bit later than most, I would say, actually. As I said, I did kin at York. And then, as a lot of people do know, with kin, it's like you have a lot of avenues to go, but you can't really just stop with a kin degree. It's a little bit harder. And so for me, I guess I kind of got steered this direction by one of my friends. Actually, I talked about this in a different Skills for Life interview, but one of my bosses had reached out to me and kind of said, like, what are you going to do with your life, And he told me to kind of think bigger, and here I am. This is where I ended up.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to come back to Ty and ask you a question. So you talked about pivoting. So you said that you used to run track, and due to the lockdown, you've now had to kind of switch over to jump rope. How did you find that? How did you kind of make that transition? How did you know that, hey, jump rope is something that I want to try?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so so I ran track for so long, and eventually I kind of got sick of running. I was like, you know what, I need to find an alternative for cardio. So I bought a jump rope, and I didn't really think anything into it. So I tried it one day, but after the first day, it turned into a month where I jumped every single day for like 10 minutes to an hour. And I was just like shocked. So then I just like joined this community on Instagram with like adult jump ropers, and like there's so many people out there that actually skip. So it's pretty crazy. But there's so many cool tricks and things that I've never even seen. So I started practicing, and I just fell in love. Like when you just put in some good music, like just listen to some good music and just jump and just learn new tricks, like you just get into a zone and like nothing else matters, and it's just super fun.
Nice. Thank you so much. Jessica, you're up next. My question for you is, as somebody who's, taking kinesiology, knows all about the body, and is also very much into fitness, if you had to pick 3 exercises that you had to do for the rest of your life, you couldn't switch it up, you're stuck with these 3 for the rest of your life, what 3 exercises would you pick and why?
Oh my gosh, that is like the toughest question ever because I just like love every body part. Like there's not one that I favor more than the other. Oh God, I don't even know. Like, does it include like equipment and stuff like that if we were open, or
yeah,
just
there's no limitation, anything that you want to do, but you can't switch it up. You're stuck with those 3 for the rest of
Oh man, that's tough. Okay, so definitely the squat rack, like doing squats with a rack. Chest press. I know that's not very common for, chest press. I know that's not very common for a lot of females like me because they're scared of having a big chest. But honestly, like it's such a good feeling when you have, you're able to kind of lift as much as, the opposite sex. Nothing wrong with the opposite sex lifting less, but it's just, it boosts your confidence. And I think one other would be a shoulder exercise. I'm thinking shoulder press. So I think those would be my top 3.
Ooh,
yeah.
Very I know that was a tough question. You didn't see it coming, but sometimes you gotta switch it up on them,
Yeah, that was definitely a really great question. You really tested me.
And Claire is back in the comments with the questions. Yes, Claire, we see you. So Claire had a question. Did any of you ever battle depression when you graduated and had to give up your sports? I don't know if anybody wants to answer that. Again, it's an open space. As the panelists, guys, I always encourage you guys have the right to accept or decline any questions that you don't want to answer. So this one is up on the floor for anybody who wants to answer it, but no pressure to answer it whatsoever.
I mean, sorry, I'll talk on that a bit. I know for me, when I was in college, again, that balance was tough for me. So it did set in where I was having a couple bad games, and I would just think to myself, like, is this really for me? And I would just get in a rut, right? And it's just, it's tough at those times, but finding ways to overcome those times and recognizing when those times are about to arise is I think what's key. And I think that young players need to find out what those things are, what those triggers are from a young age, so that they could so it doesn't hinder them later on in their career.
I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Anybody else want to add anything to that question or any input? Maybe we can talk about any pressures. I know some of the things that we battle with as youth or as adults or as anybody, as individuals as a whole, is pressure. So how do you handle and deal with pressure? Justin?
Yeah, I could definitely touch on that. I think that one of the hardest things that I kind of had to realize was finding a balance with everything. So whether that be a sport or school, family, working out, all these things, it becomes a lot. And there's been a lot of times where I've found myself kind of burning the candle on both ends, as they say, kind of trying to deal with all this pressure. And I think the most important thing for me to realize was that I have to take care of myself before I can take care of anybody else. And so it's like, if my cup isn't full, how am I supposed to fill everybody else's cup? And so once you really put that into perspective and realize that if I want to do all these things and balance it all and give my 100%, I need to be 100%. If you're not 100%, you won't be able to give your 100%.
Nice. We actually have a question from Nicole for you, Justin. She says, I have a question for Justin. What did you do if you ever had anybody that doubted you and your dreams? Did your family support you?
For sure. I've been extremely blessed to have the family that I do, the friends that I do that support me through everything. But there's definitely been, I think, people that may doubt you. And when that happens, for me personally, I just kind of use it as fuel. I'm a big fan of putting things out there publicly that I'm going to do, because then it adds this sense of like pressure or urgency to do it, because I already said I was going to do it. So now everyone that saw this, like, you guys need to watch as I go and do it. So I think it's really a matter of taking that, any negative energy, any doubters, any haters, taking that energy and converting it into something productive, something that can push you to be better.
Nice. That's a great answer. Thank you for that, Justin. Ty, what hobbies do you take a part in outside of your physical movement that help you with your mental health? This question is from Kelly.
Oh, awesome. So one of the things that I've been doing, I'm all about, personal growth. So I do read a lot on Audible, actually. So I read, right now I'm reading a book by Brian Tracy called Maximum Success, I believe. And one's called Get Smart. So I love reading, just learning and growing and figuring out how I can be better, how I can be successful. So I read, and then I also have been taking up I've been learning like more recipes. So one of my recent recipes that I've learned is the sriracha and honey salmon. So that's amazing. So, just cooking, reading, and, spending time with friends and family. That's what I do outside.
I love it. So again, I just want to take the time to thank all you amazing individuals for taking time out of your busy day to sit down and chit chat with little old me, with so many other people tuned in watching. I really appreciate the tips that you all shared. We're going to ask Ty Dayan to stay on. And then for everybody else, actually, I'll have everybody else first answer this. If you had one word of advice or anything that you just want to share with anybody that's on the platform, what would you say to them? We'll start off with Jessica.
I think my biggest piece of advice in terms of, physical health and, working out and all that kind of stuff, understand that, you don't have to run, you don't have to work out. You should do the things that you enjoy and that you like to do. Just because someone is lifting weights doesn't mean you have to too. You got to find what works for you. And I know that, physical health does not mean you have to lift 100 pounds or run a marathon. It means moving your body in a way that allows you to do your everyday tasks and responsibilities. So, when you go on a walk during your lunch break, it's going to help you be productive. And that is good for some people, and that's enough for some people, and that's okay. And for someone like me, it looks totally different, right? Like, I need to lift a lot because it is my stress reliever. So don't be afraid to explore your options and, see what you like and don't like, because I can guarantee you, I used to not like running and now I love running. So just keep an open mind and definitely just kind of check out all the resources that are out there for you.
Nice. Thank you for that. Dayan, can you please share any tips, words of advice, anything you want to say before you unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. I think for me and for the younger guys, I think just be nice to yourself. Like, I know you can get into a rut sometimes, and I know you might not reach certain goals that you have for yourself, but we're all human. We make mistakes, and as long as you're learning from that, and you're improving, you're taking the necessary steps to improve yourself. I think that it will be better for you in the long run, and you'll be able to reach more goals down the line.
Love that. Thank you very much. Over to Justin.
I'll try to keep it short and sweet. I would say that my only advice is to just be your authentic self. I think it's difficult in this day and age when we have our phones attached to our hip, and you go on Instagram and you just scroll through everyone's walking highlight reel. Nobody ever posts the bad times or the hard times. So I would just say to continue to push through, be yourself, and always keep going.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And Ty, anything for us?
Yes, I would definitely just say, be careful what you speak, because what you speak and what you believe does come to life, So I just say that definitely you should believe in yourself and, you know, just be positive and say positive things because positive things will happen to you.
Facts, 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 facts. So again, amazing panelists. Thank you very, very much. Without any further ado, I'm going to bring my main man, DJ Mega Soundwave, back with the tracks. I hope you guys are ready to move around and jive to the music. Let's go.
Out, 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 out. You got $100 bill, get your hands up. You got a $50 bill, get your hands up. You got a $20 bill, get your hands up. You got a $10 bill, get your hands up.
All right, we rocking right now. We two-stepping right now. Lauren, I see you. Come on, come on. Come on.
Be quiet. All the chicken heads, be quiet. Yeah, baby, stop this. Scoop, face, feather, sing along. Come on. Yeah, turn up. Yeah, all the good looking women sing along. I can't hear y'all.
Come on. Nicole, I see you. We partying right now. Come on. Let's go. Come on, come on. All right, we taking you to the HBCU right now. Let's go, let's go. Come on. Woo! Hey, hey.
You stood right beside me, yeah, and I won't forget. And I really love you.
Yeah, yeah, come on. Okay, Ava, I see you, Ava. Let's go.
Before I let go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we had a good time that we can say.
Yeah, come on.
Boy, it's a shame.
We partying tonight. Health first. Yeah. Skills for Life Inc. That's right, Grace. We gotta get up and move. We gotta get up and move. Come on, come on. All right, Faith, you ready? Yeah. Come on. We grooving to the beat right now. We grooving and we moving. Let's go. Come on. Woo. Hey.
Top top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing. Bossed up and not changing. It's my big strong boogie, got all them girls shook. My big fat, got all them boys cooked. We're from dollar bills, now we popping rubber bands. Bruno sang to me.
Hey, hey, hey.
Flexing on the ground.
Come on.
Hit the Lil Jon.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, we dripping and getting big.
Come on.
There's a reason why they watch all night long. Yeah, no, we'll turn heads forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you off. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby, don't play. Bring it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut you down on sight. That's right. I can do this. It don't make no sense. I can do this. You know it, you know.
All right, right now we two-stepping right now. Right now we two-stepping. Daniel, I see you. Come on, come on, come on. Woo! Come on, come on, come on. Want to shout out everybody at the Health First events, Skills for Life Inc. Faith, you ready? You ready? You ready? All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I had to mute myself because I was singing way too loud. I didn't want to disrupt the set. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
All right. Thank you. Another great session right there. Okay. If you guys are feeling the DJ, put some fire flames in the chat. If you're feeling the DJ, give us some fire flames in the chat. There we go. Give us the fire flames. All right. Safe to say the people are loving you, Mega Sound. Thank you for all your hard work today. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on the next set of panelists. We're going to bring back on Dayon, Ty, and then we're also going to add Marshall and Malachi. Sorry, you're going to have to teach me how to say that name because I think I butchered it completely. We also have Tamaya.
It's Malik, by the way.
Malik?
Yeah,
Did I
Malik.
get it right? All right. Sorry about that. Malik, I got you now. I won't forget that. Okay, so these next set of panelists are young athletes who have taken sports to a whole new level. So again, we welcome back Dayon and the new guests as well. We also want to welcome Marshall and Malik, who play for the CFL and are from Walk Over Talk. We also have Tamaya, who's a personal trainer, a former college volleyball star, and is currently completing her master's in kinesiology. Wow, we got a full house of kinesiology people. I hope you guys are all networking today. So welcome, everyone. So you all have had to try new things to get to where you are now. So let's talk a little bit about your journeys. We will start with Tamaya. I hope I'm saying these names right. Tamaya.
Yeah, that's right. All right, hi everybody. My name is Tamaya Cooper Evelyn. I played volleyball for a very long time. I played my last, years at Sheridan College, where I received my undergrad in kinesiology and health promotion. I am now at Western University. I'm studying my master's in kinesiology and psychological basis. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm also a personal trainer. I work at Orange Theory Fitness. We're currently teaching online classes just with what everything's going on right now. And then I also have my Instagram account where I have lots of videos, lots of motivational things I talk about, personal things. I'm an open book. So if you ever have any questions and you just want to see, dive right into there.
Love it, love it, love it. Pleasure meeting you, Tamaya. Thank you for joining us today. Marshall, what's up? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
What's up, Faith? My name is Marshall Supple. I play for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, and I also went to the University of Mount Allison. I'm also from Walk Over Talk. I'm going to be here tonight. Shout out to DJ. Those tracks have me jumping all night.
Thanks for joining us, Marshall. We appreciate you taking your time. And Malik, what's up? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Malik Time, by the way. I play with the Edmonton football team, not called the Eskimos anymore. I just got drafted last year, so unfortunately wasn't able to play the season. But recently I had graduated with a health science major, and I had a little IT background while I was in school. So I'm kind of just going that route. I'm just getting some certifications right now along with the CFL stuff. So yeah, it's a great time.
We love us an educated king that is, balancing sports and education. That's amazing to see. So shout out to you. Okay, so we'll start with Marshall. What are some things that you've tried since the pandemic started? So what are you doing? Any new hobbies and interests that you've taken on?
That's a great question. I consider myself a jack of all trades. Since the pandemic,
sorry, Marshall. Sorry, I hate to interrupt, but it's like we can't really hear you. So I really want to hear you because I feel like you have some great things to say, but we can't hear you. Go again? No. Nope. In the meantime, while we work with Marshall to fix his sound, we will take that question over to Tamaya.
So hobbies or new hobbies that I've done. I've cooked a lot more. I would say because of being busy with my undergrad and volleyball, I didn't really have a lot of time to like really cook meals. So I've had a lot more time to do that and I actually enjoy it quite a bit. And then I would also say I've also gotten into streaming. So I do streaming on the side as well. I do stream on Twitch, just something fun. I've always, like a little background, I always have been a child who likes to play games and stuff, video games. So I thought, hey, I mean, I have some extra spare time. So I thought I would get into a hobby like that as well. And yeah, that's two things that I've done different now.
Amazing. That's awesome. Maybe I'll find your Twitch. Who knows? If you want to share, feel free to let us know where to find you. Malik, what have you taken on since the pandemic started? You're on mute. Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So with that being said, I just like I've been saying, I've been just picking up on a little bit of some coding courses right now. Working on some certs. That was pretty new. What I picked up, some called CompTIA, and then also cooking as well too. I've been really getting into some salmon lately. So I've been kind of throwing down in the crib. Learning how to make jerk chickens, just the traditional Jamaican dishes. So yeah,
Love
that's
it.
about it though.
I love it. I love that so many people are taking on cooking. That's amazing because Nikki talked about the benefit. I'm not sure if you guys were on the platform earlier, but we had a nutritionist that came on and basically talked about the importance of cooking. So it's great to see that a lot of you guys have taken on cooking during this pandemic. Marshall, do you want to give it another go? Let's test your sound and see.
You guys hear me?
Better.
So everyone can hear me clearly? All right, perfect. So during the pandemic, so I consider myself a jack of all trades. So during the pandemic, I've been taking my hands and trying out a whole bunch of new things just because I like to fail and try new things and fail again and see what really fits and sticks with me. So one thing I've really been trying to do is journal and read more. So one of my favorite books that I read every morning is The Daily Stoic. And well, here you go, The Daily Stoic. And this book basically has short paragraphs every day that can help me start my day and wisdom and good insights on life and how to live a purposeful, successful, and also driven lifestyle. So one thing I'm trying to implement everything I've read into my sports, not only my sports, but my fitness, my religion, my faith, and trying to just become an overall human being.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. So Tamaya, how has sports changed or affected your life?
So I've been in many sports. I'm very grateful for my parents getting me into a lot of things. I was in swimming, basketball, track and field, so many things. And then I eventually got into volleyball and then went that pathway. But definitely sports has changed my life a lot in a very positive way. I met a lot of friends. I know we were talking about networking before. You grow a community when you're in sports. You meet different people all the time, sometimes people in different sports. So I feel like it's really grown my community. It's also made me more confident in what I do because, you're playing your sport and you grow in your sport and you continue to go through it daily and then you just feel more confident at the end of the day. And I would say that it's shaped me in what I am today with what I like to do in my personal training. And I love helping people. And I feel like being in my sport has shaped what my future is and continuing to go on that pathway.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Dayon, what would you say if I asked you if you could go back and you couldn't play soccer, what would you be playing today?
Ooh, that's a good question. Sport. Maybe baseball, basketball.
You gotta pick one. Two options.
I grew up playing basketball a little bit, but I'm not the tallest guy, right? So, maybe baseball.
Baseball, sweet.
Yeah.
And then Ty, now that you've experienced track and now found a new hobby that you're taking on of jump rope, if you had to pick between the two, which one are you taking?
I ran track for a lot of years and I did love it at one point, but I'm so over it now. That's all I have to say. So definitely jump rope for now. It's exciting. It's new for me and it definitely brings me joy. So I'm choosing jump rope.
Nice. So Malik, walk us through your journey because you've made it to the CFL, which is like pro, you know, for anybody that doesn't know, that's football for Canada. So that's a big deal. So again, congrats to you for that. But how would you say you got there? Walk us through a bit of your journey.
Yo, so the journey has been crazy, honestly. So originally I played basketball before any of this. You can ask Marshall. I actually played basketball very high school, you know, and it got to my 12th grade year where I was just like, yo, let me try out football. I've always wanted to try it out. Ended up trying it out, loved the sport, and yeah, I just tried to stay consistent with it, you know, and just try to really put importance on just getting better at it and just being a better man every single day in the sport. And with that being said, I learned I was just being a student of the game, and being a student of the game, I didn't have a lot of ego. With that being said, I was just learning from other people, and just being a student of the game, it really brought me far. And my senior year of college, I actually got, you know, my stocks went up pretty high on the draft and got drafted this year. So that was kind of the journey, just staying consistent, you know, and never really breaking.
Amazing. I find it pretty incredible that you only got into football in your 12th grade, your final year, and you managed to just literally skip levels and make it to professional. You got drafted. That's amazing. That's really amazing.
Thank
Marshall,
you. I appreciate that.
Question for
Took
you,
some
Marshall.
time.
Question for you, Marshall. What's one trait or skill that you think you developed from sports? Because when I hear you speak, it sounds like you're really into personal development. So what is something that you really like picked up from sports, whether it be discipline or time management? I just kind of want to hear a little bit about that.
Definitely discipline. I'm definitely going to say being consistent. Consistency is key. If you have a goal, every day you have to get 1% better to get towards that goal. If one day you don't feel like pursuing that thing, that means that thing's not big enough to move you to stay disciplined and stay on the right track to, you know, get into that set goal. So for me, discipline and being consistent, those are two things that if you want anything in life, being disciplined, having a path, and being consistent on that way to that path, the sky's the limit for you.
Love that. Love that. So for anybody that couldn't hear him, he said discipline and consistency is the key to success. If you're chasing whatever dream or whatever goal you have, you can achieve it if you're disciplined and consistent. So thank you for that, Marshall. Absolutely amazing. So before I move on to the next segment of this, I just want to ask everybody on here. So Malik, Marshall, and Tamaya, because I've asked Ty and Dayon this before. If you had one piece of advice for anybody on the platform today, what would it be? Let's start off with Malik.
Just be a lifelong learner, you know. The greatest, they've always learned. They've always threw away their ego and learned from their mistakes. They never really watched their successful moments. You know, they enjoy those, yes, but you really learn in the low times, you know, and you learn from a lot of mistakes that were made. So, and just always be learning, just being open to learning different things from coaches. Just never have that ego where it's blocking you from learning, and that's about it.
I love it. Always a student, eh? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and Marshall, what words of advice would you have for our guests today?
Well, a quote I live by personally is trust the what, forget the when, but remember your why. So, like, we live in a society that people only post positives on Instagram. Everyone got that new car. They're not going to show you how they got that car. So don't let society confuse you about when you should get your set goals done. You don't have to be 25 to graduate from university. It might happen at 30 for you. You don't have to wait till you're 22 to figure out what university you want to go to going to high school, or 18, 17, 16. It might happen later for you. So don't look at what your peers are doing. It's going to happen for you at the time that God or the universe wants to make it happen for you. So don't rush. Take your time. So that's why I say trust the what, forget the when, but remember your why.
Oof, that's a word. That's a word. That's a word. I'm going to have to finger snap to that one because that was a word. Take us to church. Oh. Take us to church.
You love it here.
I absolutely love that piece of advice. It kind of goes with that famous saying that goes, comparison is the thief of all joy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're checking on your neighbor's backyard, you forget about the beautiful grass that you have growing on in your own. So I love that piece of advice. Thank you so much. Those were gems. Okay. So Tamaya, did you already give us a piece of advice?
I kind of, not really.
Go ahead, take it away. Go ahead.
First off, Marshall, that was amazing. That was very well spoken. What I was just gonna say is do whatever you put your mind towards. Don't give up. I know there's a lot of negativity that can be out there in the world, and there's gonna be some times when some people are gonna put you down or tell you can't do something or that you're not able to, and just keep climbing up the mountain, and you're gonna face challenges. And even though there might be some roadblocks, you can climb over them and then just continue to go it, and you'll get to whatever your goal is.
Definitely, definitely. So again, thank you all so much for joining us today. I feel like we walked away with some gems, and it was so great meeting some professional athletes. I can finally go to Instagram and brag and be like, guess what I did today? So thank you guys again. I just want to commend you guys for all your hard work, because I know the levels that you guys have gotten to was not easy, but you guys did it. So again, thank you so much. And without any further ado, I feel like giving away some prizes. So let's do another giveaway. So for this giveaway, what we're going to do is I want everybody to go on their social media, share a quote, a takeaway, anything that you've been enjoying that you feel like you want to share with your platform from today, and tag us so we could see it. We have the team behind the scenes watching. So make sure you tag us for a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. And in the meantime, I'm going to bring back my boy, DJ Mega Wave Sound with the tracks. Let's go.
Check. All right, we got another prize giveaway right now. Another prize giveaway. Please make sure you go enter. If you don't want the prize, you can give it to me. All right, I have an Amazon account. I will gladly use that. All right. Let's get out there. Let's enter the draw right now. We're going to continue the vibes right now. Let's take it out to the islands. Quick. Let's take it down to the islands right now. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Baby, you're bubbling, baby. Girl, you a party animal. Girl, you active, no, you no lazy. Girl, you a party animal. Before you work on it, I'll wine. Who's looking for a carnival ride right now? Who's looking for a carnival ride right now? Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Nicole, what's up? Today it's all about health first. It's all about health first. Let's talk to them right now, Mavado. Yo! Yeah! Goodbye to me, soon, I'm a friend. Come on! Me a pray for Jamaica. Me soon, again. It's hard to be away from the land you love. No matter what in the world, I Jamaica land we love. When we just while I'm fresh and I'm feeling right, the dogs check me with the cars and bikes. We turn it up till the broad daylight. Let's show some love, no more war and hype. Ladies come over, party all night. All right, we dancing right now. We grooving, we moving. Let's go. Hey. Come on. Oh. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Anytime you're ready, girl.
The place get wet like in a rain, and I make you feel high like on a plane. She say I saw the love, the act, baseline sweet and I touch this spot.
Come on,
dancing, she love you that, girl. Go the chat, come wine till you broke off your back, broke off your back, broke off your, broke off your, broke off your back, if you broke off your back, broke off your back, broke off your, broke off your, broke off your back. Girl, you know you got the glue, know you got the glue, know you got the glue.
come on, come on.
Broke off your back, broke off your back.
Here we go.
Boom.
Once again. Yo, hey, hey. We taking it down to Jamaica right now. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Everybody, 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 let's go. Oh, here we go. Tick, tick, tock on the clock. Tick, tock on the clock. Yeah. Wow, yo. Okay.
Extra, forget me not. When
Yeah,
you sweet
yeah.
what you say? Fever, buy up. Time see me baby, everything crisp. My good love make you turn and twist. Fever, buy up. Time see me baby, everything crisp. My good love.
Come on.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
When I wake up.
Come on.
Thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm
Come
the
on.
best, best,
Yeah.
best, best,
Yeah.
best, 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 way too best, 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 best. Yes, I'm the best, 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 way too best, 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 best. No matter where you try, you can never be me.
Come on. Come on.
Keep petting from the side, let me take this thing well, worldwide, wide. Never had to pretend, 10. I'm a part-time food, that's a 10. Never ever beg friend. If they're not with me, we no worry
Come
about
on,
them.
come on.
Oh, blind man can see it. Oh, so every day I repeat it. I say, first thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life.
Yeah, yeah,
Look in
yeah.
the mirror,
Come
say,
on,
yes, I'm
come
the
on.
best, 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 best. Way too
Hey,
best,
hey,
best,
hey,
best, best, best,
Loud it up.
Come on. Yeah. Hi, Faith. You're back. You're back. Okay.
I'm back. Every time I have to go mute myself because I'm being too loud and it's just too much over here. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you,
fire.
everyone.
So good. So back to the program. But before we do all that, we have a winner because we love giving away stuff. So for the next winner, it is at growing_author. Growing_author. Congratulations. You're the winner of the $25 Amazon gift card. Again, make sure you contact us to redeem your prize. Congratulations. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring back another lineup of panelists. We're going to bring back Arani, Andrew, Marshall, Tamaya, and Justin. Welcome back. Welcome back. Long time no see. Welcome back. Nice to see you guys coming back over here. So with this next group of guests, we're going to dive into some challenges that they faced during their journeys, just to kind of give the audience a better grasp on ideas of how they can cope. So again, welcome back to everybody over here. I will start by directing this question to Arani. What's the biggest challenge that you faced in your careers? Career or careers plural?
So I graduated right when COVID hit, and all my fellow 2020 grads, I'm sure, could relate to this problem. So when I was in the middle of graduating, one of my professors actually got COVID, and because COVID was so fresh back then, I wasn't able to get my degree in time because he kind of just went ghost. He just went MIA. So I think that was the biggest stress for me because one, there was so much uncertainty. Two, it was like this one course, this one assignment was 60% in this one course. And I went crazy. I was crying. I was so angry at myself. I was ranting to my parents. I was ranting to my friends. It just felt like the 4 years I spent in my post-secondary just went down the drain. So that is definitely one of the biggest challenges I've gone through thus far. And to kind of get through it, one thing I had to keep reminding myself, and I think is something that everyone should remind themselves with this pandemic, is that it's out of our control. Everyone's going through the same situation. I mean, I hope people aren't going through the same exact situation as me, or as the situation I went through before. But just taking a step, reevaluating, and kind of just saying like, hey, you got to take life on stride and just go with the flow. Is how I kind of overcame it. Having really supportive academic advisors, supportive professors from different courses was really, really helpful for me. So just being able to kind of confide and not stress and not overwhelm myself with things I couldn't control really helped me a lot in that situation.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing that. And sorry you couldn't have the graduation that you've dreamed and worked so hard for. But we're celebrating you today. We're giving you all the flowers that you deserve. Congratulations on graduating. Well done. That's amazing. So the next question that I'm going to direct it to Andrew. What's the biggest health and fitness barrier that you faced, and how can youth apply it to their lives today? Like, what advice would you have for them that might be facing the same barriers?
Health and fitness. I would say just finding something that works for you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Find a balance, health and fitness wise, that works for you. I think you can pretty much, eat whatever you desire to eat. You just have to have limits and certain guidelines for yourself that make you happy and make you comfortable, both health wise and physical. And then also with working out, same thing. Don't put too much pressure, put too much stress on yourself. Take your time, figure out what works for you, what works for your schedule, what works for your lifestyle, and just chip away from there. I think if you set a goal, you can reach the goal. It doesn't matter if it's a year out or 3 months out, just set something that works for yourself and focus on you. Don't get caught up on what everybody else is doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amazing. Thank you for that, Andrew. I'm going to take the next question to Tamaya. What advice do you have for ways that we can better support youth on their health and fitness journeys?
Yeah, so basically, I feel education is one of the main things, educating youth on being physically active and trying maybe possibly to bring in some talks or have people come in and have actual conversations, bring athletes. I know when I was younger in my school, we had professional athletes come in sometimes, and that was really motivating for myself, especially being young. And I looked up to them and was like, wow, maybe one day I can be in their place. And then I played professional for volleyball. So it's really good to have older people come in sometimes, even someone who's around closer to their age, as you can have those conversations. And I feel like having a good guidance for youth is a really good thing, because a lot of people look up to people. So having some type of thing to look forward to or be like, oh, I can be theirs one day is really useful. And I think that'd be something that'd be really good for youth.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And I think it's amazing that she touched on basically what she's describing as some sort of mentorship. And mentorship comes in many different forms. And for anybody that doesn't know, Skills for Life actually has a mentorship program. So make sure that you connect with them if you're looking for mentors, if you're looking just for older friends that you could talk to. Skills for Life definitely offers that. And I think it's something that we should all take advantage of. Justin, question for you now. Everybody always says coulda, woulda, shoulda. If there's something that you could have gone back in your journey, what's one thing that you would have done differently?
Give me the hard one, huh? I try my best to live without that mentality, without any regrets, so to speak. I think that it's important to look back on things that we've done, I guess, and take it as a lesson more than a loss. But for me, I think the one thing that I would have changed or would change is putting myself out there more. And if anybody knows me in your life, I'm a pretty friendly guy. I do like to talk to people and get to know people. But I think that recently, especially with the current climate and situation that we have with social distancing and masks, and all of these things, I think it's been even harder, and I feel even more separated from people. And I'm just now realizing, like, wow, I wish I had put myself out there more and talked to people more and kind of, I guess, taken the opportunities to engage with people that I might never have done in any other circumstance. Now I'm begging for social interaction. So I think it's really important to just put yourself out there.
Definitely. And I think if there's one thing that this COVID situation has taught us all is we're all seeing coulda, woulda, shouldas. People that used to be homebodies are like, coulda, woulda, shoulda went outside. People that didn't go to the gym, coulda, woulda, shoulda gotten that membership. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the world is going to be post pandemic, like post lockdown. It's going to be really interesting to see how we navigate these spaces. And that's something that I'm actually looking forward to. But I think when we talk about the COVID situation and the pandemic, we place a lot of negative connotations and we associate it with negativity. But I also feel like out of every bad situation, there's something that we can take and extract from that. And it could be a positive thing, similar to what Justin said. Like, it's never a loss, it's a lesson. The same thing with COVID. Like, yes, it feels like we missed out on graduations. Yes, we missed out on going outside. But I really think that there's beautiful things that have come from this time period. So Arani, can you please let us know one thing that you have taken away from this time period that you're grateful for?
Self-love, to be honest, as cliche and cheesy as that sounds. I think during this pandemic, I launched a couple of different businesses. We established the Wellness Project. I was able to kind of focus on myself. And because I was able to take that time to love myself, nurture myself, water my own plants, I was able to give back to the community in a way that I genuinely would have never had the guts to do a year ago. So I forgot your question already, but I would definitely say self-love was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think you answered the question beautifully. The question was, what is one positive thing that came out of COVID for you? And I think self-love was a beautiful answer. I think that's important. Justin, what about you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I would say that for me, the one thing that I've taken out of it, or if I could sum it up into one word, it would be growth. And it's growth physically, it's growth mentally, and it's just continuing to adapt with the circumstances that we're presented with. Because as this whole thing has shown us, like, nothing is really guaranteed, and there's so much uncertainty. So you have to work on yourself every single day to become a better version. And that's it.
Love that. Love that. All right, Tamaya.
So I was going to actually, Justin, I was going to say that it is I feel like it's growth. That's definitely been something that's been positive for me in this situation. And same thing that you were saying, Faith, about, I know a lot of people think sometimes that this might be negative with quarantining happening right now and COVID, but I've always tried to look at it as a positive thing because I feel like there has been a lot of positives that have come out of it. So definitely growth for me, being able to find myself more and have the time to find myself and not have as much of the stressors from going to school sometimes, going into work, and now just being able to take it back. And I think that that's been a real positive out of this whole situation.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for that. Andrew, what about you? You're on mute. Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I actually had a son during COVID. Last year, September, my wife and I had a son. So for me, that was a blessing. It's been an amazing experience. But personally, it's just allowed me to slow down, spend time with my loved ones. I'm speaking to them a lot more than I normally would, just because I'm home all the time. And, so I think it's giving me a lot of time to slow down, analyze what I want to do. I've had opportunities to read certain books that I may have never read if this didn't happen. So I just think time to slow down and just sit back and analyze and, see where I want life to go. So it has its blessings and also the other side of it as well. So yeah.
There's two sides to every coin.
Exactly.
So I just want to take the time again to thank you all for joining us today. I think you all contributed significantly to the success of this event. And I wish you guys continued success in your own personal endeavors. And again, for everybody that's still on this platform, I want to encourage you all to post on your Instagram stories, share any pictures, any tips, any key takeaways from this event, because we're about to do another giveaway shortly. But without any further ado, I would like to let you guys know that we have a big, when I say big, I mean big prize to give away. When I'm saying big, I'm talking PS5 big. And all you have to do to win this PS5, is you have to fill out the survey that we have. It's a feedback survey on this event, so please complete it. And the winner for that PS5 will be announced tomorrow. Again, it's a PS5, so make sure you complete that survey for your chance to win. I'd like to take the time to thank again Chris Thompson and the team at Skills for Life for putting this together. I'd like to thank all the panelists that took the time to share their experiences with us today. I'd like to thank the team behind the scenes, Ashley and everybody else. The DJ, thank you for doing an amazing job. And the BYSSI, I'm also going to bring Chris back to just kind of have a chit chat with us. So Chris, whenever you're ready, please join us back on here.
All right, thanks for having me. And I just want to start first by saying great job, Faith. Always doing a tremendous job with the hosting.
Thank you.
Anybody else needs a host, there's Faith, you need to hit her up. But I just want to say I'm so glad for everybody who's come out today. The real point of this is really just to inspire you. Again, this time took a focus at physical and mental health. But in all things we do, we're trying to encourage youth to develop their life skills. These are things that are transferable in life, no matter what you're doing, education, school, how old you are, how young you are, how much money you have. You develop these skill sets and allows you to take on the challenges in life, because life hits you with a lot of different things, but it's just how you handle those, how you secure, and how you see opportunity. Opportunity doesn't often come how we think it is in a bow. It often comes in when you least expect it, meeting people, talking to people, volunteering with the organization, with people, with work, taking on one role to get to another role, or trying something new. So hopefully if everybody is taking something, I encourage people to write things down. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we have our networking and a new age mentorship program. So it's a one-on-one pairing. You can actually apply right on our website. Skillsforlife.ca. And basically it's free for youth. And those who are watching this and you think, hey, I want to do this more, I want to be a mentor, you can also apply. So hopefully we can match you with a one-on-one mentor. Apart from that, we have another Discover Your Path program, which is workshop based. So you have some of these speakers come in and meet with you, and we're developing that. And then finally, for those who want to continue this physical fitness and mental health, Tiana, who put this great event on, is leading up that part of it. So you're going to get IG Lives, challenge sessions for more prizes, workshops in the summer. We're going to do some activities and games, through this COVID to get you going. So stay tuned, and I'll say follow us, follow our IG, follow on any page you want, and you'll stay connected that way. Finally, I just want to say thank you again to Faith. You're always doing a great job. I want to say thank you to my staff team behind the scenes. There's about 7 of them doing crazy things, reposting you, messaging you. They're all great. And I want to say thank you to our DJ, Megan Wisan. You're doing great. I keep it up, and I hope you stay back and everybody stays back. There's some tunes after we end off here. So I just want to say thank you for everybody, and also the city of Brampton for sponsoring the event as well too. So I want to shout out them. But this has been a tremendous night, and I hope everybody stays connected with Skills for Life.
The whole time I was telling people to unmute themselves, and now I'm on the other side of it. Sorry, guys, I was talking. So I was saying that thank you, Chris, again for this wonderful event. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring back the DJ because, he brings on the vibes every time.
Yes. All right. Special thanks to Skills for Life, Inc. Faith, great job tonight. Tiana, great work behind the scenes. Chris, pick up yourself. All right, so we got a few minutes left to go, right? We got a few minutes left to go. So I think it's time to turn up the intensity a little bit. Right? Last time we were in Jamaica. Why don't we take a trip down to Barbados, Trinidad? Why don't we do that? Here we go. Hey. Come on. Come on.
Control it down. Roll it down. Roll it down. Roll it down. Control it down. Roll it down. When them fly up in your face, y'all, make them know them place number one.
independent and you're strong, gal. And
Come on, come on.
Fit and healthy living long, gal. Free yourself, gal. You got class and you got pride.
Yeah.
Come together, cause we strong and unified. Roll it, gal. Roll it, gal. Roll. Control it, gal. Roll it, gal. Roll it, gal. Roll it, gal.
We keeping the vibes rocking right now. Let's go. Wow. Yeah. Come on. Hey. We dancing right now. We got some more calories to burn. Come on.
A victim of your circumstances, or will I just get evicted from this loving safety? Please don't disappoint me. Not this time. Give me one more.
Come on.
Wine. One more wine. One more time. One more time. Give me one more wine. One more wine.
I hope everybody's got their dancing shoes on right now. Come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, yeah. Come on. No, no. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Come on.
And if you can't punch her, him a go ring it. And if you see how the way she a flip it, and when she wind down low and dip it, when she a grip it.
I know I've done so many wrong things in the past.
Hey, hey.
Still what we have is everlasting. I don't wanna bring those old memories back, yo. I just wanna love again. Oh, oh. I spent so many lonely nights up on this pillow.
Come on, come on.
Watching my life go away. Now it's time for me to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I hear this music play, I just wanna dance with you. Your body over there.
Come on, come on. Yeah. It's all about health first. We keeping the vibes going right now. We keeping it pumping. Come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on, wine party, boy. For the longest I'll be jamming in the party. And I'm whining slowly, pushing everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Right back on top of you, baby.
But if you think you're gonna get away from me, you better change your mind. You're going home. You're going home with me tonight. Let me hold you. Girl, caress my body. You got me going crazy. You turn me on, turn me on.
Let me jam you, boy.
Come on.
Me. You got me going crazy. Turn me on, turn me on.
Come on, come on, come on. We keeping the vibes going right now. Once again, it's all about Skills for Life Inc. If you came to have a good time tonight, let me see you, let me see you.
Come up to wine, boy. I come here to wine. I come here to wine.
Come on.
I come up to wine, boy. I come here to wine. I come here to wine and go down low. And let me show you how the thing go.
Oh, oh.
And let me show you how the thing go. And let me show you how the thing go. And let me show you how the thing go. Come let me show you how the thing go.
Yeah.
Come speak my lingo.
Yeah.
Come show me how the thing go. I want you come speak my lingo. Let me go. Enough for the talking. Get back to the flexing. And after the drinking,
We partying tonight.
to the next day.
TDR, I see you.
I pump it back like no water. Cause in another one like me. So boy, don't
Come on,
let
come
me
on.
show you how the thing go.
all about health first. Come on. Woo! We taking a trip tonight. We going down to Trinidad right now. Hey, hey. Here we go.
I travel through the stars and many moons to find you, baby. The sugar on your skin, the sweetest melanin, yeah. See when you step out into the light, body looking right. No constellation in the sky could ever take your shine. I'll travel a million miles just to look up on your side, baby. Look up to the clouds right now. Say it to me. Around for the entire night. See, baby, while I'm close, I'll be here by your side. You're doing things to me that I cannot deny. The way you're looking, girl, you are so certified. Put me back one time when you give me that fast line, fast line, fast line, fast line, fast line, fast line. Take my boat to the dock side and anchor down by the bedside. Give me that fast line, fast line, fast line, fast line, fast line, fast line.
I got a message for everybody inside the chat right now. I got a message for everybody. I got a message for everybody inside the chat. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey.
She got the thing I love.
Come on.
She from I don't know. She wears some color.
Yeah.
The place like a dojo. So what you say, what you say?
Come on.
The girl when you come my way. What you do, what you do, what you do? I must get through. Girl, run up now, you show me that wine. Turn around, girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So girl, I love the way you blow my mind. Hold me tight and bring down wine. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? You want give me that? Go on, I need to ride it. Front to the back, go down, just hold your back. I'll give you that sweet type of love. So give me that sweet type of love. Real type of love. Hold me, darling.
All right. We still working. We still working. Here we go.
Practice for the work.
Hey, hey.
In position, gymnast. Love the way
come on.
And jiggle it. Bend over. Practice for the work. Gal brace. In position, gymnast.
Come on.
In front the mirror.
Let's go.
Turn around, look back.
Yeah.
Wine and still show them you have it. You master all of the tricks. Drop down flat and make your body split. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. How are you tick tock?
Come on.
Wine to the bass now. Keep whining your waist now.
Yeah.
Over, practice for the work. Gal brace, position, gymnast. Love the way that you whine and jiggle it. Bend over, practice for the work. Gal brace, position, gymnast. In front of the mirror. Hey, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Once again, I want to thank everybody that came out to Health First. We got Faith ready to address the audience, of course, before we wrap things up. Faith.
I get sad every time I have to talk to them because I'd rather just listen to you play because you're doing, again, such an amazing job. But everybody, it's been such a pleasure to be your host this evening. Thank you for keeping the comments on fire. Your engagement and your support has been unmatched. I can confirm that we felt the love from backstage. Thank you guys for showing up. Make sure you guys tell your friends about the next time we're having an event because I'm sure you all enjoyed it. And again, Chris, big shout out to you and the Skills for Life team. DJ Mega Wave Sound, shout out to you too. And yes, let's stay in touch. Follow everybody on Instagram. You can go to @Skills for Life on Instagram and see all the panelists that were there. Make sure you connect with them, make your connections, and network. Again, all the best. Stay safe. Much love.
All right, so we're going to play one last song right now. This is the last song for the evening, everyone. We're gonna party. We're gonna party. We're gonna party. Hey, hey.
Everybody drinking.
Hey, hey.
Who cares what they
Hey.
Everybody sing.
Come on.
Oh, we don't have no behavior. Total disorder. Don't cross the border. Don't cross the border. Bartender, hurry up with the order. Oh, the whole place gets
Come on.
Yeah. Everybody know every time we touch the
Hey. Mash it up, mash it up. Come on. Come on.
No, they can't drink like we.
Like we.
None of them can't set like we. Can't have energy like we. Full of stamina, full of vibes like we.
Come on.
Fights up from the time that we reach. Drinks up, now the madness release.
Boom.
We have loud enough, loud enough. We don't have loud enough, loud enough. Oh, we don't have no behavior. Total disorder. Don't cross the border. Don't cross the border. Bartender, hurry up with the order. Oh, the whole place get turned over. Can't play massive afraid.
Come on. Want to thank everyone again. Thank you for having me out. Skills for Life Inc. Health First. We'll see you at the next event, everyone. Thank you. Take care.